Today we will continue with yesterday's topic of discussion, that is Tattvamasi, second part today. The realization of the precise meaning of Tattvamasi, or that thou art, is a transcendental experience felt only on the spiritual plane. The meaning is lost if the aspirant has the slightest attachment to such material things as body, senses, mind, mm, or ego, or to the pleasure associated with them. The freedom, peace, blessedness, knowledge, and immortality which result from the transcendental experience are totally different from their counterparts on the physical plane of time, space, and causality. Through the realization of the ultimate identity of thou and that, tvam and tat, one knows the true meaning of religion, which is the realization of the eternal oneness of the eternal God and the eternal soul. Religion, in its ultimate sense, has nothing to do with devising means to enhance man's material happiness in this transitory world. Vedantic teachers explain to their students the real nature of the self through the method of 10th, Dashaman Nyaya. So the following story is told in Upanishad. Once 10th men, 10 people, 10 students, 10 students forded a swift flowing river. Okay. They were the student of a Gurukul in a different village across the river. There was a fair, a trade fair or something like that, book fair maybe. They're very good, they're very simple, but they did not have common sense. So when they approached their teacher that we together want to visit the fair, Guru was not agreed with them because anytime at any problem happens, they can't manage it. And when the student lives with his or her guru, then anything happens, the responsibility goes to Guru. If student does anything else with his or her own uh, sanskara, own vasanas, but responsibility goes to Guru. That is the thing. If the student does any good thing, people tells, oh, what a wonderful student, and starts praising him. But if the student or any children does anything wrong, we start finding their parents or teacher. Really speaking, if I teach a little bit better, you people start praising me. Oh, Swamiji, what a wonderful teaching you taught. And I also increase my chest. Yes, yes, yes. And we forget that whatever I am teaching is nothing but the result of my Guru's teaching. Without him, I am below the zero even. But if I start teaching little bit wrong, people's, mainly the other people, start thinking, who was your teacher? Who taught you? Which is totally acquired by me. People think that someone else has taught me. That is the tragedy of the life. So Guru was not agreed, but 10 students started, because in Gurukul we remain in a confined place for a long time. So that 10 students were senior students. So Guru told, okay, but you should be together and always you will count yourself, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Clear? They told yes. There was a very high flowing river. So they forded a swift flowing river. None of them could swim. Reaching the other side, they wanted to know if they had all safely arrived after crossing the river. Just think about their degree of intelligence. Okay, level. हम लोग बोलते हैं ना. So one of them counted the number of men and found only 9. One was missing. Because he had omitted himself. He started 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like Guru did when they were coming from the ashram. So Guru told, hey, see, you 10 people are going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Every time you should count. They told, yes. And they started imitating their Guru. And they started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And everyone started counting. And the number was 9. He was sure, the student who were counting, that one man was drowned. कोई तो नदी में मर गया. The others did the same thing and came to the same conclusion, because each of them counted all except himself. They started crying, crying, crying. So they began to bewail the loss of one of their comrades. Another man passing by inquired about the cause of their weeping. He was told that while the 10 friends were crossing the river, one had been drowned. Of course, it took no time for the stranger to detect their mistake. So he asked one of them to count again. The man continued 9 and said, "You see, you have lost our 10th friend." Immediately the stranger touched him on the chest and said, "Thou art the 10th. You are the 10th man." Dasamaha asi. In order to reassure all, he repeated the same thing with each of them. And thus each found out that he was the 10th. So their anguish disappeared and their happiness was restored. Likewise, the disciple comes to the teacher and tells him that he has searched for truth everywhere, in books, in temples, in images, in heaven, and has not found it. Of course, he has not sought the truth in the right place. That is to say, in his own self. So the teacher touches him and says emphatically that thou art Tattvamasi. So 10th man was not an extraterrestrial thing which has been brought from different planet. We mistakenly don't count the 10th one, our own self. We forget to recognize ourselves, recognize ourselves. And we start finding out the Jagat. We start finding out here and there. After explaining the meaning of the great Vedic statement, Tattvamasi, or that thou art, the Guru exhorts the aspirant to meditate on his real essence, that which is beyond caste and creed, family and lineage, which is devoid of name and form, merit and demerit, that which transcends space, time, and sense objects. That Brahman art thou, that Brahman you are. Meditate on this in your mind. That supreme Brahman, which cannot be comprehended by speech, but is accessible to the eye of pure illumination, which is stainless, the embodiment of knowledge, the beginningless entity, that Brahman are you. You are that Brahman. That Brahman art thou. Meditate on this in your mind. That which is untouched by the sixfold waves What are they? Decay and death means jara and mrityu, hunger and thirst, ashana and pipasha, grief and delusion, shoka and moha, which overtake the body and mind. Clear? So that which is untouched, Brahman is untouched by these sixfold waves meditated upon by the yogis in their hearts, but never grasped by any sense organ, which the buddhi or the pure intellect cannot know, that unimpeachable Brahman art thou, you are. Meditate on this in your mind. That which is the ground of the universe and its various parts, which are all creations of Maya, which itself has no other support, which is distinct from the gross and the subtle, which is partless and peerless. That Brahman you are. Meditate this in your mind. That which is free from birth and growth, development and decline, disease and death, which is indestructible, which is the cause of the projection, maintenance, and dissolution, Srishti, Sthiti, and Pralaya. Note that I did not tell creation. Srishti means projection. Clear? So, which is the cause of the projection, maintenance, and dissolution of the universe? That Brahman you are. Meditate on this in your mind. That which, though one only, is the cause of the many, which refutes all other causes and is itself without a cause, distinct from Maya and its effect, the universe and ever free, that Brahman are you. Meditate on this in your mind. That is meditation class. That which is free from duality, which is infinite and indestructible, which is supreme, eternal, and undying, which is taintless, that Brahman you are. Meditate on this in your mind. That reality which, though one appears manifold owing to ignorance, taking on names and forms, attributes and changes, itself always unchanged, like gold in its various forms or modifications, that Brahman you are. Meditate this or meditate on this in your mind. That beyond which there is nothing, which shines above Maya and is infinitely greater than the universe, the inmost self of all Antaryami, innermost self of everyone else. The one without a second, the true self, existence, knowledge, bliss absolute, infinite and immutable. That Brahman you are. Meditate on this in your mind. This is real meditation. Meditation is not like that. Now meditation perfumes are available. You know, perfume will be sprayed. Sit. Oh, God realization. Meditation mattress. Meditation tent. Everything is happening except meditation. A lot of organizations are there. They are earning millions of rupees. Andhe naiva niyamana yathan. If a blind leads another blind, both of them will go into the ditch. That is happening. That is meditation, the correct understanding with yourself, your own self, that who are you? All the ism, all the system, they try to solve the problem. Vedanta negates the whole problem. There is no problem. Everything is the supreme position and it's just a projection. Projection happens if there is a substratum. Cinema, all the movie, dancing, weeping, eating, sleeping, firing, fighting, loving. All the cinematographic scenes are happening and we are enjoying because there is a white curtain which is unattached, which is untainted, unaffected by the movie. And I am that substratum. And all the diseases, pain and pleasure, everything is else and nothing but the projection on me. I am untouched by them. Who can disturb me? Who can snatch my happiness within? Then all depression, anxiety, frustration will go off automatically. What bigger meditation can be than it? No meditation music is needed, no meditation perfume is needed, no meditation clothes are needed, no meditation food are needed, no meditation tent are needed, no meditation mattress are needed. Only pure vichara, pure analysis with the pure mind and intellect. Meditation means analyzation. Analysis. In an open eyes. I will do 1 hour meditation. Then what happens? 23 hours? Horrible. And 1 hour peaceful like heaven. Is it possible? Is it not the blabbering of the crazy fellow? Meditation is for 24/7, whether you open your eyes or close your eyes. And that is only possible if you start analyze your life. If you start to analyze yourself, your own self, and that is the actual meditation. After hearing these exalted words of the teacher, the aspirant reflects on their meaning as he realizes through reason that the words of the Guru are true. He contemplates Brahman with single-minded devotion. Thus he gradually rids himself of all superimpositions, on account of which he had formerly identified himself with the transitory objects and cherished the notions of I and mine. He relinquishes the observance of social formalities, the beautifying of the body, and the over engrossment in the scriptures, these being the three strong chains by which a man is bound to the world. Clear? May I repeat it? Again, I'm repeating. As the student realizes through reason that the words of Guru are true, the student contemplates Brahman with single-minded devotion. Thus he gradually rids himself of all superimpositions, on account of which he had formerly identified himself with transitory objects and cherished the notions of I and mind. The student relinquishes the observance of social formalities, the beautifying of the body, and over engrossment in the scriptures, these being the three strong chains by which a man is bound to the world. He becomes purified by incessant contemplation of Brahman and inhales the fragrance of the pure self, which lay covered by the impurities of endless desires, vasanas. The more the mind is established in the inner self, the more it gives up the desire for outer objects. And when all such desires have been totally eliminated, there takes place the uninterrupted realization of Atma. The discipline of negation must be practiced without intermission as long as even a dream-like perception of the universe and the finite soul remains. And as long as identification with the body is not totally wiped out, neither sleep nor concern about secular matters, not attachment to sense objects should be given the slightest opportunity to let one forget the nature of the real self. थोड़ा सा भी वासना रहने से मुक्ति अधूरा रह जाएगा. If you listen to yesterday's class, Bhaj Govindam, sloka number 21, I discussed elaborately regarding this. Hari Om Tat Sat.